Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the all-new 2024 Lexus GX550. This is the luxury trim level, finished off in eminent white pearl. Huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this luxury SUV for me today. Definitely take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. This luxury also has an MSRP just over $82,000, and this is powered by the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 that is paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 349 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the full-time four-wheel drive system, propelling this 5,500-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. Its top speed is 109 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 21 gallons. You'll expect to see around 15 miles per gallon in the city, 21 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 112 inches. Its overall length is 197. It has a width of 83, a height of 75.5. Its ground clearance measures in at 8.7 inches, and it also has an approach angle of 26 degrees and a breakover and departure angle of 23 degrees. As we move on to the exterior styling now for the 2024 GX550, this definitely has a very bold design to it, very boxy too, but I think it gives it a fantastic look. And up front, you'll notice that it still retains the hourglass design for that grille. It's not quite as prominent. There's no surround separating the grille from the bodywork, but it still has a great design to it with functional cutouts on each side to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. Now this also has adaptive cruise, so the sensor is the Lexus badge. There's a forward-facing camera, all of the parking sensors, and then even more cutouts in the bodywork just underneath that. Now this does have the triple beam LED headlights with the DRLs and turn signals just underneath that, along with some gloss black trim accents. There's also LED fog lights down below, along with more gloss black to give it a really nice distinction between that white there, and then two bulges coming down the hood on both sides. Now, as we work our way to the side, this luxury model has a set of 22-inch wheels with a two-tone design, that multi-spoke pattern as well. The fender arches are body colored, very nice edges for both of those front and rear, and you will notice that the gloss black in the front bumper works its way to the lower side skirt, where this model also has a set of fixed running boards with some chrome accents. You'll notice that the power folding side mirrors have more of a boxy design to them, square shape to match the rest of this vehicle's design. There's also a turn signal and the camera, sunroof up top along with the roof rack. So that is installed at the moment, finished off in gloss black to match all of the window surround. And then if we take a step back, the overall side design has a very nice look. There's also some crisp points just above the door handle running down, and then a few in that lower side skirt as well to finish it off and give it a proportional look. There's also the gloss black trim accent that goes from window to window in the back. Now the rear spoilers finished off in gloss black. There's the third brake light along with the wiper blade in the lower section. This does have LED taillights with that bar that runs right through the power liftgate. There's a backup camera, all of the sensors, a gloss black for that lower diffuser, and then this also has the hitch option. This can tow right around 8,000 pounds with that. So it is covered at the moment if you don't want to use it. And then as we work our way to the cargo space, check this out. We have the control for the rear glass. Now you cannot open that from the key fob, so you just have that button. But this is great. If you have some smaller items and you don't want to open up the power liftgate, you can quickly do that. I know that is a must for a lot of people. And then there's a few different ways you can open up the power liftgate. You can use the key fob, the control by the backup camera, or you can just use your foot, kick up underneath, and that will open up. So if your hands are full of groceries, that makes it a lot more convenient. Now, as we work our way back to the cargo space, you'll notice for the third row, it has the 50-50 split. So I have one up and one down, so that way you can see how much space there is with the seat down versus with it up. Not a whole lot of space in the back, and you have a little bit underneath where you could place some smaller items. So if you do have people in the third row, you have a limited amount of space, but you do have some storage on both sides there. Now the third row is also power operated, so you use these controls here to raise and lower them, and then there's also a power outlet over on that passenger side. And then you still have the controls up top, so you can close that power liftgate, or you can lock the vehicle at the same time. Now, as we work our way to the second row seating, you can lock and unlock this with the door handles, so that makes it a lot more convenient. And this model also has the manual sunshade, so you can use that as needed. We have the Mark Levinson audio, storage in the lower section, really nice design with all of the leather and the wood trim, brushed accents that surround those controls. And then here's the second row. We have the bench seating for this. Now I reviewed a different GX550 that had captain's chairs. So you can opt for captain's chairs if you would like to. Now if I pull on this lever here, you can actually flip that entire seat up with one hand, making it very easy to get into this third row. Now at 5'10", it's honestly not all that bad. This is the second GX550 that I've been in, so there's plenty of legroom. My head is just touching the headliner at 5'10". So it's not the worst, but I could ride around town. My knees are a bit higher, so you sit very low, but that gives you a lot more headroom, which is nice. So it is doable if you need to. Now you can also recline these seats. We have cup holders. There's also an auxiliary, and then we have the area where you can place that cover in the back if you want to hide some items, and you have the third row down. There's also climates up top, grab handles, and then very large windows. So it's not all that bad, which is nice. It makes it a functional third row. And then you can quickly lock the seat down and with one hand put it back up in that upright position. Now there's also a grab handle in all four corners, which makes it nice. And then we have storage pockets behind both front seats. These are also heated too. And then we have all the climate adjustments and some auxiliaries down below. And these seats also recline, so you can go all the way back just to give you a really nice place. I do wish the second row could move forwards and backwards. There's no bar underneath to do that. That would be nice just to give your rear seat passengers a little bit more space, or if you have cargo, you could adjust those if you need to, but still plenty of space. We have the armrest and two cup holders in the middle there, and then more air vents up top there, and the dome lights in the middle. So it's a great place to be for your second row passengers too. And then finally, up front, the door panel is just like in the rear. We have all the window adjustments, side mirror controls, more storage in that lower section there, and then a same design to these seats, which have a great look to them, finished off in the leather. And then we have the beautiful steering wheel, which is solid black leather. This also has paddle shifters as well. Over on the right side, there's your cruise and adaptive cruise along with mode and tuning. You also have your lane keeping assist. And then on this left side, there's volume, Bluetooth, and voice commands. And then you have arrows for that gauge cluster. So let's start this up. And then looking at the information that you have here, you actually have three different options that you can go through and customize. So you have three, you have two here, and then you have one. And you'll notice on the left and the right side, all of that information is going to change. And if you hold on OK on one of these, this allows you to go through more information for the middle, for the right side, and then you can also go all the way over to the left side. So you can have all of these set up ready to go, just depending on what you're doing. If you're towing and you want to have a page for towing, or if you're going off-road and you want to have all that set up, or daily driving, you want to see your navigation and your MPG, it makes it very nice to have those configurations. That is it for the gauge cluster, but it is very nice to have. This also has a head-up display, so it's showing miles per hour along with the speed limit sign. Now over on this left side, you have the power outlet for that prong in the back. You have the power liftgate. There's also the parking support brake you can turn on and off. Memory seating adjustments, odometer. There's an air vent on that side. And then as we move on to the infotainment system, so you have your navigation. You can go into your music along with your phone when that's paired. You also have seat controls, so you can get into your massage seats just by tapping on a seat. You can go through all of these configurations, which is nice to have. You have your driving assistance. There's even some off-road information, so you can monitor your brake along with your accelerator, pitch and roll. Pretty neat to see that. And you have a few others that you can go through, including all of these settings. So this is just general information that you can go through as needed, just to set it up the way that you would like to. Now this model also has heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You can go into your climates, so you can adjust those as needed. You can also go into those 6 squares where you can scroll through all of this information, where it's nicely laid out, so you can scroll through all of this as needed and then quickly get out of that. You can also go into the rear climates too. So that will change the entire lower section, so that way you can adjust that for your rear seat passengers. We have temperature dials, fan speed in the middle. There's also defrosters, power and volume for your audio too. And then 2 air vents underneath that. There's some auxiliaries on that passenger side. On this left side here, we have the mode select. So you can go through your different drive modes. There's Sport, along with Normal and Eco. There's also an additional drive mode button underneath that. ECT second is for your electronically controlled transmission. You will start off in second gear. So if you're off-road or you're towing, something like that, that is going to be helpful. You have the tow and haul mode, traction control as well. And then when we put this into reverse, the backup camera will appear, of course. You have a few different angles, along with being able to adjust those guidelines if you'd like to. And then there's also drive, and you have the manual setting. So you can shift using the shifter or the paddle shifters themselves. The forward-facing camera will actually pop up at slower speeds, so once you are moving, that is nice to have, and then you can pull that up when needed, of course. And then behind that, we have four-wheel drive selectors, along with the center locking diff. So you can go into 4-low, you can lock the diff. There's 2 cup holders on this passenger side that you can close up as needed. Wireless charging right in the middle, and then plenty of room in the armrest there. Along with the glove box, you have that split shelf, and you even get a little bit of storage above that. So you can place some small items there if you would like to. Now there's garage door buttons underneath the rear view mirror, and then we have some dome lights as well as the controls for that sunroof. And the sunshade is manual, so you can adjust that as needed. And here's a look at visibility from the driver's seat. You have a lot of glass, so it is very easy to see with this boxy design. You have a lot of light and a lot of visibility. So now that we are finally behind the wheel for the 2024 Lexus GX550, this has been a vehicle that I know has been very well anticipated with Toyota and Lexus enthusiasts. For the 3rd generation, we finally have a refresh, actually a brand new update and redesign for the GX series. Now this was first introduced in 2002, and the 2nd generation actually went about 12 or 13 years before we now have this 3rd generation here, and I think it looks really cool. And aside from that, now that we're driving it, this is a really cool feeling SUV. Now this is geared towards being a mid to full-size luxury SUV, so it's kind of in the middle between being a little too small and not quite big enough. But it handled that turn very well, and I like how upright you feel in this SUV. With kind of how boxy it is, the windshield has a very steep rake to it, so you can see a lot of that hood, which is also going to be beneficial taking this off-road. It doesn't seem like it's that wide, so for people who want to do overlanding, you might not be doing hardcore off-roading, but you might be overlanding, putting on rooftop tents, something like that. A lot of Toyota and Lexus owners like to do camping trips or adventures like that. This is going to be something that seems to be small enough to be able to handle tight situations like that. It's so easy to drive, and it feels like it should, being a Lexus, being well refined, having a pretty smooth suspension to it. It's absorbing all these bumps very well, and it's also very quiet. This would absolutely make for a great daily driver, and honestly, I feel really good behind the wheel. This thing feels so cool. The seats are also very comfortable too. I will say, as far as visibility goes, with maneuverability, things like that, I have the headrest up for that 3rd row directly behind me, and if both of them were up, you're going to have a little bit of trouble seeing through. I wish it had the 360 camera or the digital camera in the rear view mirror, so that way if you had 3rd row passengers, you don't have to worry about those rear-facing blind spots. So something minor, maybe that'll come. Maybe that's an option that I'm just not seeing it for this model. But let's slow it down now. Let's put it into sport mode, and we can use these paddle shifters here. And from 2nd gear, let's give it some gas. Not all that bad. Paddles seem pretty responsive. That was just a minor acceleration. And as far as its handling goes, you know, this isn't a 0 to 60 vehicle. It's not something you're taking around turns quickly, but it handled that well. And from 2nd gear, here we go. Sounds pretty good too, but that was a nice mild acceleration up to speed. Twin turbo V6 has a good exhaust note to it, but at the same time too, this is a luxury SUV, so it's not something to be crazy loud, but you can hear it under a mild acceleration there. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel now for the all-new GX550. Hopefully you can tell from this angle just how steep that windshield is, as well as how thin these pillars are here. So it's very easy to see forwards, at least. You can even see in between the pillar and that side mirror there. And then just as I've shown earlier with the different angles, with the amount of glass that this has, it's definitely easy to see over, minus the headrests when they're up in the back. But this has been driving so smooth. I have a few miles on it, and honestly, I don't have any complaints. There's a coyote, wow. I don't have any complaints with this. It feels very smooth. It's what you'd expect for this luxury vehicle. Seats are in a good spot too. You can definitely get nice and comfortable. And I feel like for this 24-year model, it has a lot of nice standard safety features, a lot of creature comforts that would make this a great daily driver. It's not overboard in the amount of technology either. We have that forward-facing camera too, which is very helpful. But it's a nice modern update without a million different things to go through. So tech-wise, I think it's spot on with not having too much and not having not enough, of course. Now, I will also be making a buyer's guide for the GX550. So if you'd like to see more history about this entire vehicle from its first generation and introduction all the way to the third gen that we are in right now, take a look at that separate video if you want to learn more about this vehicle in general. But definitely a cool new vehicle, and I can see why this is going to be appealing. It's already a very popular vehicle, especially at the dealer I'm at. So many people are coming in to take a look at this, so it's awesome that I got a chance to check this out for just a little bit. But this is a very, very popular Lexus SUV. I'm surprised at the popularity in person, but I can see why. This is a great size, and it would be fun to daily drive. But that is going to wrap it up for the all-new 2024 Lexus GX550. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for letting me take a look at this all-new luxury-focused SUV. Check out their website. Also give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.